Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's get into the story. Today, the 12th of May, is a bittersweet moment for South Africa's democracy. 30 years later, after apartheid was abolished, the first refugee group has moved out of South Africa to the United States, where America had invited them because they claimed their lives were in danger. We take a look at the sentiments around this. Of course, President Ramaphosa has commented on this move by the United States, saying that it is illegitimate, also coming hard at those that have taken up this offer by the United States of America. In terms of other South Africans, it is mixed reactions. In the bigger scheme of things, where does this leave South Africa? What is next? Will the GNU be able to rekindle and move past this point? What is next? Very uncertain times. Let's take a look at the sentiment around this. Please give this video a thumbs up in support of this channel, and let's continue. Take a look.
Donald Trump is chartering a plane using U.S. taxpayer money to bring refugees from South Africa to America. Now let's think about this for just one moment. What is the same about all these South African refugees that we might notice? They're all white people. That's right. And so when we talk about deporting people, it appears that they're mostly non-white. But we can bring in South Africans who are white. And I just can't shake this feeling. I just can't shake this feeling that maybe, and I'm not saying it, I don't know, I'm not there, I'm not in the room when these conversations occur.
You know what I just thought about now? Afrikaans people don't even like speaking English. They don't even like speaking English. They're going to America where the medium of speaking is what? I just want to be a fly. I just want to be a fly on those words, because I know the krach of the Maburus of South Africa, I know they're not going to get there and try and speak English as some belief. I want a vlog. I want a vlog of the trip. You guys don't understand how problematic Maburu and South Africa are. These guys have been here for thousands and thousands of years. They still don't want to speak any other language but Afrikaans. Imagine in the US, where there's not even SABC2 or 7 Delon. Or Noord for Noord. They're going to be subjected to nothing but Isingesi. It's going to be hard times. Zetu said I need a vlog, and I agree with Zetu. I need a vlog of this trip, because I saw, guys, also 49 is not enough. 49 is not enough. It's not enough to start a Afrikaans nation. Because can you imagine Marinki? With those American blacks, I can't. Oh, guys. The way I just want to be a fly in that flight. You know, the things I would do to just be. I just want to hear the conversations. That's all. Oh, Maburu Abatu. And also, I want you to understand that in America, not everybody can afford the help. You have to do things yourself. But no, they took the ones that have skills for farming. Who was farming in those farms? It wasn't them. They were sitting there with Marinki in their little tractor. Now they have to do what? Manual labor. You don't understand how much I want to be there.
Have you heard people make the claim that there are over 140 race-based laws in South Africa, and specifically that these laws are discriminatory towards white people? Well, I have made about a 45-minute-ish video analyzing, investigating, and looking at this claim to discover what the truth behind it actually is. Now, I know some of you may not have the attention span for a 45-minute video, so I'm going to quickly summarize what that video says here. This claim of there being over 140 race-based laws comes from the South African Institute of Race Relations and their racelaw.co.za index of race laws. According to the index, 142 racial acts of parliament are operative today. However, in doing a very thorough deep dive of this list and looking at all the laws that they claim are race laws, I have found that all of these laws were laws from the pre-democratic era. 6 are just the Employment Equity Act and any laws that refer to it, and 2 refer to the collection of data on race. The point is, there are many of these laws that do not actually even explicitly reference race or racial groups. And then, of course, in my opinion, none of these laws actually unfairly discriminate against white people. So the next time that someone tries to tell you that there are 140 plus laws in South Africa that discriminate against white people, you can tell them that that is actually not the case.
Now, South Africa leadership is coming to see me, I understand, sometime next week. And, we're supposed to have I guess a G20 meeting there or something. But we're having a G20 meeting. I don't know how we can go unless that situation's taken care of. But it's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about.
Well, there you have it, guys. Because of South Africa's history, everybody is shocked that white South Africans are making such claims. But at the same time, there are people who are eating up the propaganda that is being dished out by the pro-apartheid, or what is usually termed as apartheid apologists, that we are seeing mushrooming around social media. And we see such a disappointing spectacle and a twist of facts to suit this narrative. There are people who lie. The lies that we have been seeing against South Africa are immense, and it is disappointing to see them destroying the nation that we have worked so hard to build together. Guys, even other Africans have mocked Black South Africans at the way that we as Black South Africans have been able to accommodate those that were previously settlers. And today, this is the time where South Africans are called persecutors. How? Crime, yes, is a problem in South Africa. Maybe the government shouldn't sweep this under the carpet anymore. I think I've said this in previous videos, that South Africa should have rang the crime alarm a long time ago to have people assist them to manage crime, to manage illegal immigration, to manage corruption. All of those things are a factor that have led us to this point where some of the members of South Africa's community have lost confidence in South Africa. But is it irreparable? That is something to see going forward. So far, we have seen so many good white South Africans who have refuted claims about the so-called persecution of white people. And there are many who have come forward dispelling lies about so-called race-based laws that are against them. And there are many who have also come out and said that they are not moving unless it is just for their own experience and adventure, not because of any persecutions. What are your thoughts on the direction that South Africa is moving in? Obviously, some who are pro-right wing will say, there comes another Zimbabwe. But let's not forget that Zimbabwe itself had to fall under sanction for them to be the way that they are. It's not just because white farmers left. It is because once they had left, sanctions then followed, which still exist.
A refugee is someone who has to leave their country out of fear of political persecution, religious persecution, or economic persecution. And
that's what the United States says they're undergoing in South Africa. That's why they've opened the door for them.
Yes, and they don't fit that bill. They don't fit that description. And I had a conversation with President Trump on the phone, and he said, what's happening down there? And I said, President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true. And I added to him, I said, we were well taught by Nelson Mandela and other iconic leaders like Oliver Tambo on how to continue to build a united nation out of the diverse groupings that we have in South Africa. We're the only country on the continent where the colonizers came to to stay, and we have never driven them out of our country. So they are staying, and they are making great progress. It's a fringe grouping that does not have a lot of support, that is anti-transformation and anti-change, that would actually prefer to see South Africa going back to apartheid type of policies. And I said to him, I would never do that. I learned at the feet of Nelson Mandela, and we intend to proceed with the implementation of our constitutional architecture. And I thought in my conversation with him early in the morning at 4 o'clock South African time, he understood that. And I said, I'd like to come and meet him so that we can discuss this matter further. So those people who have fled are not being persecuted, they are not being hounded, they are not being treated badly, and they are leaving ostensibly because they don't want to embrace the changes that are taking place in our country in accordance with our constitution. So we think that the American government has got the wrong end of the stick here, but we'll continue talking to them.
So a face-to-face meeting is coming up. Is Elon Musk invited when you have that face-to-face meeting?
Well, I don't know. They will determine whether Elon Musk is part of it or not. I will go with my own South African delegation.
Now let's continue, guys. What are your thoughts on this matter? As you have seen, Cyril Ramaphosa has commented on this matter, saying that he rejects the claim that white South Africans are leaving because of legitimate refugee reasons. Please do let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.